We're going to be talking about an exciting new thriller that's coming up. It's called Lost, and it's by maverick filmmaker Aniruddha Roy Chowdhary. And we have with us very acclaimed actor Yami Gautam. Hi Yami. Hi sir.
Hello,
How are you
hi.
doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. This is called Lost, but I'm glad it found the two of you together. It's an exciting collaboration. How did this creative collab happen?
See, when you write a story, you have certain people in mind and you approach them, they say yes, and then the collaboration happens. When somebody loves a script, believes in a script, then it becomes much more easier and it becomes, so our collaboration was very magical, because all the artists who came, we bonded together. There was a kind of synergy in thoughts and the sur was right, we spoke the same tune. So it was excellent and it should show on screen. Now it's up to you.
No, I mean, from the trailer, of course, it's looking great. And your work, your body of work speaks for itself. Not a single false misstep there. So I think, with a report card like that, and I feel like it's a natural coming together now with Yami, with you kind of headlining your films, with you carrying these films on your shoulders, and you having such strong women characters. I feel like maybe it was meant to happen.
Yeah, I think, and there's always the right time for it. I think I always feel luck is when the right opportunity meets the right talent or the right time, And this is what happened with me and Tony Da. And we spoke around, I think, COVID times, and that's where the script was shared with me, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was very, very real. And having already, as you said, seen Dada's work, one could tell even without meeting or talking to him about his aesthetic sense and his creative abilities as a filmmaker. And I as an actor would want to work with such filmmakers who make you unwind or undo what you've done in the past. And now, come on, let's do something new. Let's start fresh. So that's exactly what happened with Lost. And I'm very happy that slowly and steadily and consistently, I think that's a very important word for me in my life. It's going in a direction where I would love to be associated with substance and at the same time to stay connected with my audience. That's very important because that faith is built only over a period of time. If you're consistent. So I hope that stands true with Lost also when they watch it.
Well, I really hope this one goes on to become a viral hit because I'm so tired of your fans saying Yami was shortchanged. I want you to get your due so that, we can change that narrative. But of late, I feel, that kind of praise that keeps coming your way. Is it bittersweet though? Do you wish like it was like things that worked or maybe, I don't know, in a commercially mainstream sort of way, because people are always like, oh, Yami needs to get her due. What do you think they always refer to?
I think it's very mainstream. It depends what's your definition of mainstream. And I think we need to change that. We need to be more inclusive of, like my first film, would you call that mainstream? I don't know.
I think, but now it is.
I think even back then, it had the numbers. So that means it was very much mainstream. And with the film doing well in numbers, a film like that means people are progressive. It's not. It was not one of those days where you could just fake a number. I don't know. Right now, today you can buy reviews. You can do whatever you want to do with the power of whatever money or whatever you want. Which is sad. I'm not endorsing that, but it's to each his own. It's but I think the kind of films that I've associated with, most of them they've connected with the audience in a very organic sort of a way. Yes, for some time post my first film, there was a phase where even I read about myself, people who really wish to see me in good roles, that we still feel she's underrated and all that, which is a compliment. And I think last year, since 2-3 years, I've tried my best to make up more than what I can. I think with an Uri, with Bala, with the Thursday, with the Dasmi, with the Lost now, and 3 more films coming my way. I think that's a lot of speed that I've caught up on.
You really
and not just in volume.
In quality
I
too.
get to stand corrected. It has to be quality first. It can't be. You can see me one film, the other, but if it doesn't have any impact, if it doesn't move a needle for you, it is as good as not doing anything for me. Again, it's a matter of perspective. So whatever the effort has to be that you're doing, you do best job to the best of your ability, and then leave it to the audience. And they're smart. They know
Yeah,
what they want to
do.
watch and what
They
don't
really
wanna
do
watch.
now. Our audiences have evolved, and you coming off a Thursday, thus we as well, but more like Thursday, and
Yeah.
so you, of course, coming off Pink, the expectations are very high for the both of you, right? So especially for you, you talk to any Bengalian. I watched Antahin, I watched Aparajita Tumi. I'm sure.
You have watched? Oh,
Yes, at film festivals actually,
alright.
because they were so
Glad to
popular
know.
there, and you're one of the most loved filmmakers in Bengal. Why did you choose to work in Hindi again after Pink?
See, I want to extend my audience, and you make a Hindi film, you reach people, and after Pink, I was a little bit confident, and I want to, and there are certain thoughts, there are certain stories which needs bigger audience, and I am very greedy, extremely greedy about working with the right kind of people, with the right kind of artists. So I need Yami Gautam. So I can't make a Bengali film. Maybe someday we might do. I don't know. I might.
I think he's
Tell
just
her,
putting
please.
it out
I'm
there.
just putting it out there.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean,
But कहाँ पे मिलेगा? Pankaj Kapoor.
Huh.
So Amitabh Bachchan sir,
Yeah.
or see, and how Pink happens. I told Sujit in a aeroplane when we were coming back from San Francisco. So I have a story, I want to make it in Bangla. Let's do that. So he said, no, let's do that in Hindi. And the Hindi film happened. And
To reach a wider
to
audience.
reach a wider audience.
Yeah.
And I want to make Hindi films. I want to make a Malayalam film also someday. I was
You
telling my
must.
friend Parvati, can you get me some money? Let's do a Malayalam film. I want to do Bengali films. This year, most probably I'm doing a Bengali
You're going to do
film.
Bengali film?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So it's about making a film. It's not, I don't think language, what language you are making. I want to make films. Yeah. I want to keep on experimenting with thoughts and ideas and films.
But did you take a pandemic break, sir, between 2016 and 2022?
There was a break, obviously, for 3 years, though we shot Lost in the middle of pandemic. But 3 years, I was writing, I was thinking, I was waiting for the right chance, for the right actors, for the right money, for the right script. So that this is a process, And I don't want to hurry up. I mean, I don't have any hurry in life. I don't want to prove anybody a point.
You don't have
I want to tell a story. I'm a storyteller. I'm not I want to do this and I'll achieve this. I'm not an achiever. I want to participate in things. I have to participate in a creative process. And I have to learn life. I have to see life. I want to enjoy life. That's my aim.
There's a great philosophy, sir. And I'm
happy. And I don't have any problem.
It's nice to take a lesson that success just happens like that. You don't set out to achieve it.
Failure is also important.
Failure, okay.
It's very important.
No. I don't. Do you agree, Yami, that failure is important? Or would you only want to go from success to success?
It doesn't matter after a point what you want. What has happened is going to happen. And they'll always... you must experience everything in life. That's why it's life, and your definition of this failure and success, it keeps evolving, provided you give yourself that space and breather and you're not living in an illusion, which I don't like to live, and that calling something spade a spade. I think there's nothing wrong in it, and experiencing everything is a part and parcel of life. At that point of time, it may feel the worst thing that has happened to you, but trust me, it's not. Once you move past that. And I'm lucky to have my family, the kind of family that I have by my side. And because you do need that emotional strength, I think, in life. And that's why we're all humans. That's why solitude was always the worst form of, punishment, solitary confinement. That this is what kind of stories we used to read. So it's important and it's fine. I think the more we run away from something, the faster it chases us. So sometimes you just leave it, let it be, and you just don't know kahan se kuch kya, something magical happens. And I felt that, I've experienced it very much in this profession, very much in this industry, and it happens. It does give you that chance. Like this industry, or call it Mumbai, or call it this profession, it does give everybody that one
Absolutely
chance.
True. Yeah.
You just need to be there. You just need to be prepared to grab that opportunity.
And you also worked hard, right? Now we are sort of in a post-pandemic phase, I hope so. But this was shot in 2021 in a lot of crowded areas when the fears were very real.
Yeah.
Now many, if we're lucky, we've forgotten about it. But that time, I'm sure, that was definitely an added challenge or a very insurmountable challenge to be shooting in that area in 2021 when COVID was at its peak.
Yeah, not only that area, almost 10, 15 of my colleagues, they were tested positive during the shooting. I used to pray God that
everything's okay.
Whatever happens, my chief AD, my production designer, everybody was, they were falling down.
Oh.
But it happens, but you have to go on. You have to sell it through. And see, when you work, you don't think of anything. You don't think of success, or you don't think of failure. You want to do that work with utmost happiness and sincerity. That's it. You do that. Kuch to hoga.
But and also some bravery, right? What isn't that?
It is hard work.
What do you think? Like coming to set with COVID, you don't know, and you can't wear a mask while shooting.
Aren't we all doing that? I mean, it's not just us, but I think everyone. The only difference is with actors, you can't have those masks.
That's what I mean.
And all the fear is just before that action and after that cut. When you are in that shot, you cannot have that fear. You have to.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You have to be in the moment.
Absolutely. If you're not, that's a problem. And no matter how many times we'll say, acha, ye ek hi baar karte hain because bahut crowd hai. And usually ek hi take hota tha because that was all real crowd. But as an actor or as a creative person, as a filmmaker, you'll always be like, nahi, theek nahi lag raha, ek baar aur chalo karti hu, but ek baar aur. But you will dive in again because that's your love for the work. That's you can't cheat that. Yes, if something is really impractical, then that's okay because you have to carry on and move and work the rest of the days also. But in that moment, because the rush is so high, you're so charged up, even if it's the most silent or quiet shot, but you're so absorbed in that moment, you have to let go. I think good performance is what I realized in my career. One of the most important things is about letting go and be uninhibited. Not just for a role which is out there like Bala, but also for something so restrained and natural like Lost.
You still have to be uninhibited for this role.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As a performer, you have to be. You can't hold back. You have to let go, and only then you give yourself that breather and that space to absorb, let the character take over. And at the same time, be aware that it's a film. I know that's the camera. I know that's what I have to
avoid, not look at.
No, I mean, we'll never look at it. But I'm saying there's a technical language also to what you're doing. It's not just being completely unaware. So it's a very fine balance of
it's
of
crafted
a lot of things.
And it's crafted unawareness. To bring that together. Dada, you extract such great performances from everyone. What did you tell her to unlearn? She said you had to unlearn a lot. What did you make her unlearn?
See, we wanted to be as authentic and real, and my mantra is less is more. We don't have to do much. The music is there, it will add. The editing is there. The co-actors are there. The dialogues are there. So what we have to do? Nothing. And that's the most difficult thing. You're doing your thing without doing much. That's really difficult acting. Which everybody is congratulating her because she has done that. It's so real. When I'm like, he's doing the camera, he's not doing anything, but you can see his intensity and the nazar towards the frame, and it's so real. And to act that, and you are not a cameraman, you are doing the role of a cameraman, and you're doing that, it's very, very, very difficult. You can't fake camera. So this is why all the praises are coming to her or to other actors in our film. What she did nothing, but she acted that nothing.
Which is the most difficult
Which
thing.
Is most difficult, but that's good acting, She was not overacting. She was not saying her dialogues.
With a flourish.
There was no slow motion shots. There was no Jimmy Jib.
No.
Am I right?
Did you miss the Jimmy Jib and the slow mo shots and all?
She never missed. She was just Vidhi. She was not Yami. She became Vidhi. And trust me, I learned this technique, and always do that, and I try to extract it from different cinemas and from interviews and stuff of stalwarts, is the most difficult thing. And there comes the happiness, when you do this thing with minimum effort, and that's the most difficult thing to execute.
To be that restrained.
Yeah.
Did you find that difficult?
Yet
It
you
is
touch
challenging.
people.
Yeah.
It is challenging. I think the extremes of both the worlds, they are challenging. And to listen. So suppose if two people are talking and one's talking, the other is just listening. You may feel you don't have any dialogues. But how carefully are you listening? वो भी समझ में आता है camera में. And when you actually watch some great performances, like if you watch The Godfather, the scene between Marlon Brando and Al Pacino, the first part where he's really old and that scene where he's saying, I think you should take over and all those things very subtly. And Al Pacino's just listening.
Yeah.
It's in the eyes. It's just in the eyes. You can tell that he's so carefully. There are no dialogues, but I mean, there's not comparison. But I'm just to make.
I understood. Yeah.
It's so clear that
And
what's going in his mind.
An audience will listen to those dialogues with Al Pacino's eye. There is a scene, since she told this, I will compliment her, and I know what people will say after watching the film. There was a scene with Ishan, who is lost in the film, uska behan ke saath in a place called Flurry's, where she's eating.
Oh, of course, Flurry
I
is.
knew that reaction was
where-
hold on to your story, Dada. First take that reaction.
There's something happening, and she was just listening. And you will understand what is happening in our mind, not her mind, through her eyes. And Vidhi is just looking at her, absorbing her, taking her in, understanding her, and so carefully, so lovingly, so thoughtfully, it will resonate with audience. And you will understand the other girl's mind through her eyes. So this is cinema. This is connection.
Yeah, and that's what a great collaboration
This is the raga
also.
which is playing, He's playing Bihag, and you feel
and
dard ho raha hai yahan pe. You will understand. So she talked about Al Pacino. I'm talking about her in this film, in that scene. It's one of my beautiful moment in all the films I have done.
So sweet.
Wow,
And my
that's
writer
a
Shanul
huge
Sen Gupta told me
compliment.
also. Wow. And he's a very difficult person. He's a very difficult person. Only I can handle him.
So that's really...
So he said, wow, kya scene hai.
Oh, that's a big compliment.
That is
And
so
evocative
वो scene में क्या है,
performance.
इतना true. And there was no acting. There was nothing. Must be there is something much bigger than acting, कुछ तो obviously. There was she was not showing anything. We play guitar, but एक सुर लगाया ना आपका आँख से. I have seen those kind of performances by Vilayat Khan Sahab, by Ali Akbar Khan Sahab. एक छोटा सा सुर and water will drop. You'll start crying. So that is performance.
Wow.
So sweet.
Effort is not performance. Non-effort, nothing, but taking it in. And if you take it in truly, audience will resonate. That I can bet.
Thank you, Dada. That's so sweet.
It's
Thank
true.
you so much.
It's true.
This is
Just
very
from the
sweet.
trailer.
But please don't write in the reviews.
I
There
won't.
was no acting.
No, don't say that.
Yami Gautam
There was no acting.
does her best work yet with no acting.
No, you got it. No, what I
I
wanted to say.
understood, of course.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
you understood. I'm just
I got
Obviously,
that,
and
yeah.
There is more than acting. There is something which is much more powerful.
Two fantastic, talented people coming together. I mean, the trailer was proof enough. This conversation even more. But with a theatrical release, the challenge is to get the audiences to come to the theatre. With an OTT release, what is the challenge in making the viewers watch? What do you personally feel?
I don't know about
You
that.
don't know.
If I want to watch something,
Yeah.
I find my way.
You find your
वो आ
time.
जाता है, कान में आ जाता है, ये फिल्म देखना है.
Okay.
सब देख लेता है.
Okay.
Everybody watch a film which they want to watch.
So just the audience wanting to watch is the challenge. What do you think is the challenge?
I also feel adding to that, that's really true. अगर audience ने कुछ देखना है वो देखेंगे. वो Z5 पे हो किसी भी platform पे they decide. I think the challenge right now is because there is so much work happening. There is so much happening. So many films. Almost everything's coming on OTT. Be it shows, international shows, everything. how do you stand out?
Yeah.
For me, that's a really big challenge. You don't want to get lost
Yeah.
in that crowd. You don't want to get lost anywhere. कि हाँ एक film हाँ आपने भी की है. अगर की है तो it should be the best. It
But
should be-
Thursday, you know, first when it was coming out, first everyone was just, including me, I was like, why OTT film, OTT film? Then it went on to do the kind of numbers on OTT,
Yeah.
like genuine numbers,
Yeah.
became the most popular film on OTT, most watched. I knew it was a good film, but to get a number one spot,
Yeah.
you know, do you think that really matters now that you got that number one spot? Now there's like more interest in loss. Do you think it works that way?
I would love, I mean, why not? I would love that. I think keeping that ambition there's nothing wrong, but there's only so much we can do. When you're making a film, you're aiming that's what I'm saying. We aimed to make the best version of what the script was there and what it required of me as an actor. And I think I did that to the best of my ability,
Yeah.
as per my sensibilities, and of course with Behzad, what he had in mind. And apart from that, that's it. That's the audience that made it what it did.
Yeah.
It was the shortest marketing campaign I've ever been part of. Just one
Yeah.
week. And I remember some journalists also, while you were talking, saying, बस आपका एक हफ्ते का प्रमोशन है, अभी फिल्म आ जाएगी एक हफ्ते में. मैंने कहा हाँ, एक ही हफ्ते में. मैंने कहा let me put it again. Today we release the trailer. एक हफ्ते में पिक्चर आ जाएगी. So that's it. So इतना पता होना चाहिए कि एक फिल्म आ रही है. उसके बाद अगर audience will
लगेगा
make
तो-
it, all up to the audience. So my point is how to challenge is how to stand out.
Yeah.
And that's only possible if you're brilliant. Nothing short, nothing less than that. So that's, for me, that's the most important thing than just numbers or anything else. All these things are
Yeah.
what follows.
Yeah.
But first you have to put in that kind of intention. Effort bhi baad mein aata hai, I think. It's the intention first, and not be comfortable or complacent that ठीक है, you know, I'm comfortable in certain kind of roles or certain kind of acting or certain kind of हाँ एक और film आ रही है ना OTT पे या कुछ भी, this is comfortable, or I'm getting more scripts which are, the characters are female. No, that's not enough for me. The script has to be brilliant. The role has to be brilliant. The director has to be so driven to tell the story. वो सब अब और ऑडियंस को क्योंकि वही चाहिए, वो नहीं है कि it has to have a social message or it has to do this. No, they don't. Anything. It could be anything that could be engaging. For them.
Engaging.
So
That's
Yeah, it has to be
that's the key
entertaining.
word.
That's
Yeah.
engaging. And
Yeah.
see, when we make a film, if we get engaged during editing, during making, अरे क्या हो रहा है, अरे वो acting बहुत, और एक बार देखते हैं shot. ऐसा मेरे को होता है, you know, I rewind the shots, see once again. I can't edit it. You know, there are some places I couldn't edit the shot in our film. I can't tell you right now. You know, because it's so good. If I start loving it as an audience or as a human being, people will, I mean, we are same. And it's not that we are doing a huge intellectual stuff. It's a very normal story, you know, but the story is important.
Yeah.
It has to resonate.
But you worked a long time on it, Dada.
Yeah.
And you know,
we worked for more than 5 years on this story.
Yeah, that's what
and
I
script.
mean. You really perfected it. And we have 2 students who've given it their best. Now the exam is going to be taking place on 16th of Feb. But it's not just one day, you know. It's like a longer time. So you guys have time to watch it. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Most
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
I was already convinced to watch it. You definitely convinced me to watch it. First day, first slot.
Oh,
But
super.
Awesome.
how
Thank
does
you
it
so
work
much.
on OTT? First day, first show? नहीं क्या होता है? First day?
I mean, when it's released, you watch
As
then.
As soon as
At
it
12,
drops.
As soon as
Yeah.
it drops.
12 o'clock, I
You
think.
so we have to make Z5 crash. That's the goal.
Oh yeah. Thank you. That's some serious content coming in. Yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you so
much.
much.